Hello, today I'm going to show you a brief introduction to the graphing calculator that we'll be using this trimester. It's the TI-84 Plus Silver Edition. At first glance it may seem a little overwhelming because of all of the buttons, but I assure you by the end of this trimester you're going to be very comfortable using this graphing calculator, so that when you are in algebra in ninth grade, you should have no problems at all. We're going to start down here with just your basic keys, the white keys, and then the keys, the gray keys on the side. These are the keys that you would find on just a standard calculator. The only key that is missing here is an equal sign, or an equal key. In place of that is the enter button. So you can do all of your normal math calculations on here, but you would push enter after. I did want to note a few things about the multiplication and the division. You may notice that instead of an X for multiplication, an asterisk is used. The reason for that is that in algebra, the variable X is used quite often. So instead of having an X show up for multiplication, the asterisk is used. A division symbol also is not present. Instead of the division symbol, a fraction bar is used. So that would take some getting used to as well. If you wanted to put a fraction in, you would have to use these parentheses keys, which are right above the 8 and the 9. So, for example, let's go ahead and clear our screen. The clear button is right here in black. You would have to put parentheses and then 1 divided by 2 and parentheses to show 1/2 plus parentheses 3 divided by 4 to show 3/4. And I'm going to show you something here. I'm stepping ahead of the game a little bit here, but might as well. I'm already showing you. If you push enter, your answer is in decimal form. Let's say that you want your answer to be in fraction form. You can actually push this math button right here and then enter for to convert to a fraction, and then answer to a fraction, and then enter again. So if you push math, enter, enter, it will convert it from a decimal to a fraction. You could also convert it from a fraction back to a decimal if you needed to. So if you push math, then the arrow keys right here, if you arrow down to the number 2 to select decimal, or you can even just select the number 2 and then enter, it will put it back in decimal form for you. Now you may have a new operating system on your calculator. This calculator on my computer does not have the new operating system, and I believe that there is a fraction feature if you push the green alpha key and then this y equal key, and I can show you that at another time. But for now, let's just use parentheses to represent fractions. Okay, let's talk about all of these buttons and all of these different colors that we see and all the little symbols. In order to access anything that is written in blue, you have to first push this blue second key. So even to turn the calculator off, you have to use the blue second key. You notice there is an on button, but there is not an off button. So to turn your calculator off, you're going to have to select the blue second key, push that, and then push the on key, and your calculator would turn off. Mine is not going to turn off because it's on the computer. Okay, let's talk about this INS button. DEL stands for delete, and INS stands for insert. This is a really nice button to use if you enter large numbers and you might have mistakenly left out a number. So I'm going to just do a subtraction problem here and push enter. Now let's say that I made a mistake and it should have been 5,784. And I don't want to go and enter all those numbers in again. What I can actually do is I can push second and then enter, because that will be your entry. That'll show you your last entry. Then I can use my arrow buttons and delete the number 6. And then I want to insert the number 7. So you would push second, and then this delete button, which will give you the INS, the insert. And I want to insert the number 7. So now that I've changed that to 5,784. Arrow over, back over to the end of the problem, and then push enter. Okay, so delete and insert are right here. If you keep pushing second and enter, I believe it will do up to 10 of the previous problems that you entered into your calculator. And it's actually going back to when I was converting between fractions and decimals. Okay, there's my original problem. So second enter will take you to all these problems that you've done. So that is a really nice feature to have. Going down this left column here, the next button that we'll be using a lot in this class is the square root button. We know that the opposite of squaring a number is finding the square root of a number. So this x squared key is used for squaring numbers. So 7 squared is 49. But if you want to find the square root of a number, you have to push the blue key, the blue second key first. So second, then this button. The square root of 49, enter, is 7. Another button that can be used to represent exponents is the caret key. It's located right underneath the clear key. So let's go ahead and clear our screen. So let's say we wanted to take 8 to the 4th power. Now there is no 4th power button on here, so we're going to have to do 8, then this caret key, then the number 4. Enter. So that just multiplied 8 times 8 times 8 times 8. Now you could do it this way, but that would take a long time. You get the same answer, but it would just take a longer period of time. So let's clear our screen again. Something else I wanted to show you, I know I'm jumping around here, but the math button. Not only can you convert from fractions to decimals and decimals to fractions, but you can use this to cube a number or find the cube root of a number. So let's say that you wanted to find the cube root of 27. You would push math, then the number 4 to give you that cube root symbol right there, and then 27. And we know the cube root of 27 is 3, because 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. Okay, let's go ahead and clear our screen. One thing that you should probably get into the habit of doing, especially when we start graphing actual linear equations, is clearing your memory. The reason you want to clear your memory is because the person that used it before you, the hour before you, may have a lot of data on there that you don't need. And you don't. They may have reset the window, the x and y values of your graph. So just resetting the memory is going to take care of all that. So to reset your memory, you would push second and then plus. The reason why it's second plus is because MEM is written in blue, and that stands for memory. Then you're going to select the number 7 for reset. Then the number 1 for all RAM. RAM stands for random access memory. And then 2 for reset. You can also use your arrows to arrow down, whatever you prefer. And you'll get a message that says that your RAM has been cleared. You can go ahead and clear your screen. That is going to set it to the default settings, and then all the data from the previous hour will be deleted from there. One other key that I want to introduce you 2 is the apps button. The purple, it's the only purple key on the whole calculator. You push apps, and this has all kinds of different things for us to use. We're not going to use all of these things, but one popular app on here is the area formulas. Just keep clicking enter if all else fails. Alright, so let's go, just click enter and we'll look at some definitions and formulas. You can select a shape. Let's go with triangle. Gives you the definition of a triangle. And this, you might find yourself touching this like it's a touch screen, but it's not. You have to actually push buttons. So just line yourself up with what tab you want. So if you want menu, you're going to push this Y equals key. If you want area, you're going to push the window key. For example, you'll push the zoom key. So let's do an example. Area of this triangle is 1/2 base times height, and it actually calculates it for you. Okay. Then if you click on here, you can go back to the menu, go back to the menu again, and then select quit. If you are in something and you don't know how to get out of it, try using the second button and the quit button, and that should help you. Another thing I failed to mention when we were talking about basic calculations is to make sure that you are using the negative symbol and not the subtraction symbol when you need to put in a negative integer. So let's say, for instance, you want to do 5 minus 3. If you did 5 negative 3 and push enter, you're going to get an error. And 1 means you can just quit and start over, or 2, you select 2, it will actually take you to the error, and the blinking cursor will blink over what you did wrong, and you can just simply substitute that with the subtraction symbol and then enter, and that'll fix your problem. So if you ever get an error symbol, quit, go to, I would select go to so that you can see exactly what you did wrong. So let's go ahead and clear our screen. Alright, so just to review, if you want to access anything in blue, you push the blue second key. Don't forget about your negative symbol. Don't get that mixed up with your minus. The asterisk is used for multiplication, and a fraction bar is used for division. This caret key is used for exponents above 3. And right above the caret key in blue is our pi button. So if you needed to use that for a formula for the volume of a cylinder or something, there's the pi button. Okay, all these other buttons we're not really going to be using that much, and I'll show you these buttons as we go along throughout the trimester. But this is a really good start, and I think that you will really enjoy using this calculator. Thank you.